Hey there, good evening to you all. How are you? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. I doing the seeing and being glad about it, and me, Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear on a Wednesday evening. Hello, Wheeling Dragon, Adam Black, Chris Kane, Robert Phillips, Bob Jester, Tim Imholt, Finn Fish. I hope everyone is having an absolutely fantastic evening. Thanks again, big thanks again to Tim for the collab today. I appreciated that greatly. It was a lot of fun. Um, Wednesday night. Oh, Jack Photon, you snuck in there. How are you? Um, it's Wednesday night, guys. It's Wednesday night, and we have stuff to talk about. We have stuff to talk about. Things to consider. Um, let's talk a little bit about. Well, it's right there in the title. But before we get into it, of course, guys, if you've just swung by today, maybe you saw the video that Tim and I did. So if you haven't already, if you like that kind of content, or maybe if you dislike that kind of content, you want to come here and tell me what a jerk I am, and you want to know exactly when I'm putting up my videos so you can come and tell me what a jerk you think I am, hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications so you can be on my case immediately. Or if you like me, it really helps with the algorithm. You know, we were talking about stuff going on and happening and all these changes shaking up TTRPG Twitter on YouTube. Well, subscribing regardless of what their bots are doing, regardless of how they're tweaking the algorithm, subscribing to a channel always helps. It helps get the word out there. So if you haven't done that already, please do that, and I would greatly appreciate it. And something's going on with logging into Twitter from over here on this battle station tonight. I don't know exactly what's happening. It's freaking out, man. So if you're over on Twitter, excuse me, X, and you are watching, then please go ahead and give us a shout, give us a yell with a rebel yell. Give us a holler, and that would be awesome. I'd love to hear from you. And so here we are. We're on the cusp of another great, great underground online gaming convention, the GUOC, as we call it around here, folks. And I'm excited about it. I'm going to be running games. You guys are gonna come and show up and play games and run games. I'm probably once again going to break the mold, and we're going to do some. We'll do some dungeon this year. If I get players this year, maybe we'll do some more Hero Quest. Maybe some Space Hulk again. I might figure out a way we could do a few rounds of Dungeons and Dragons Electronic Labyrinth. We can have a lot of fun. And of course, I know so many of you guys are already asking me about setting stuff up. Doomsword Deathmaster got a hold of me today. James Keck, if you guys remember James Keck, I'm sure he's going to be running his homebrew system, but I know a lot of people enjoy the heck out of that, so he'll be there. Tune, I don't own the Tune rules, Tim, but let me tell you something. If you want to show up and run a game of Tune, I would bet my bottom dollar you could get a good group of Tune players in at the con. Wheeling Dragon is going to be running some Labyrinth at the con. It is a real simple 2d6 based system. So if you guys like Labyrinth, if you like that kind of fanciful storytelling kind of thing, show up and play some Labyrinth with the Labyrinth lady herself, the Wheeling Dragon. So yeah. Well, Bob, I'm getting to that. I'm definitely getting to that. Uh, we so I am thinking it is probably going to be uh this year, and I know I this needs to be the last year I just kind of float around with it. So we will probably do it. I am thinking in May, in the month of May, and I will to a uh, drill down to a specific date, literally in the next couple of days. Now, the next question on your mind is probably, well, how do I sign up for it? How do I go about, you know, signing up? Um, and that, hello, Damien. Jack Photon's got a question. Someone suggests that my D&D compilation work is legit under the 3.5 open license agreement. Could that be true? Jack, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to star this, and I'm going to come back to you in a few minutes. But we're honing in on a day. The signups, that is where things get sticky. The first year we did the guac, we used like this weird kind of off-brand Facebook thing that sort of worked, but I feel like it didn't. Then the next year we used a Warhorn, and other than a few trip ups here or there, Warhorn was actually pretty good. Last year we used Warhorn, and it was a bit of a fiasco. And let me explain why. Let me explain why. I'm not much, guys. I'm not much. But I value you folks who are tuned into the show, subscribe to the channel, follow me on socials. I value you enough to value your privacy, and I value the amount of fun that I want to have at my convention. And Warhorn has a weird authorization method whereby when you make someone a game master, it gives them admin privileges across your event. Now, I don't think for a minute that I merit the negative attention of anyone. However, maybe I do. Maybe there's somebody who doesn't like my Hawaiian shirt. They don't like the fact that I don't love 5e. Maybe they don't like the fact that I'm an Alabama fan. Whatever the reason, if that person under false pretenses signed up to be a game master and I gave them game master permissions, they could come in and they could start deleting. They could send messages out to people in other games, delete other games, alter other game descriptions, and commit all kinds of mayhem. I don't want that. You as game masters should be the only people in control of the games that you're running. Period. End of story. And me as the admin, like you might come to me and say, you know, all I got is my phone. I'm stuck in traffic. I'm not going to make it. Can you bump the time up? Yeah, obviously I'm going to want to have control of that. And when I went to Warhorn, and I said, hey, how do I get around this? I don't think this is great. Their response was, at some point, you just have to trust people. Now, maybe that's a commendable attitude. I'm not nuts about that. I mean, obviously it works. Obviously it works because Warhorn has a model, and they're doing. Okay, they're doing. This is not Let's Bash Warhorn the live stream. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not something that I'm 100% comfortable with. So where do we go from here? Where do I go from here? This is not something that I really thought that much about over the holidays, but I thought that the solution was right in the palm of my hand, and that was tabletop.events. Well, we are on Discord, Robert. We are on Discord. Michael Connor, hello, good to see you. Michael Connor is the reason we have our Guac One merch, which, by the way, we will have merch again this year. Dungeon Minister will be hosting it. You can still get merch going all the way back to Guac One, guys. All right. It like if you want to get one of those awesome guac pint glasses, you can still go get that. Bob Schultz, hello. FMCS Recon, greetings. Yeah, you would always come in and say unbreaded, and we put that on the pint glasses. It may even be on the back of some shirts too. Which I know Tricky Nicky is kind of the person who pushed that, but we made it our own, right? So that brings us back around to tabletop events. And tabletop events, they do virtual events. I've looked into their scheduler. I've been on the user side of their scheduler before. It looks fairly simple, fairly intuitive. Here's where we hit a problem. Warhorn, damn it. Tabletop.events makes you, that is me in this case, have a minimum fee for event tickets, badges as they call them, even if it's virtual. I think the smallest amount that I can charge is $2.99. And of course, they take part of that because they have a website to run. They have a business to run. I'm not decrying it. And I mean, obviously, I would get a little bit of that. But I've always wanted the guac to be as open and accessible as all. So what the two choices are here is, one, I can bite the bullet and say, guys, I'm sitting in the Captain Kirk chair of this starship. This is what we do. And it's $3 for all weekend long. Alternately, I can go to tabletop.events and say, look, this thing is free. I have 50 people who attend, 70, 50, 60, 70 people maybe who attend. Can you cut me a break? So I guess the question I have to ponder, and I'm going to put this on social media, I'm going to ask about this. I mean, is $3 too much of a barrier to you guys? And I'm going to tell you guys honestly, and I'm not proud of this fact. There have been times in my life when, $3 was too much of a barrier. And I'm not talking about when I was like 8 years old and wanted to buy some G.I. Joe stuff at the Kmart. I mean, so I just, if it's a good, solid, secure system and they realize, and I haven't pulled the trigger on this yet, guys. I have not, I have not decided that they're who I'm going with. But if they're the best solution and they won't work with me on, this, uh, then, it may be that it's $3. But it's always, we're never going to do like, well, here's platinum and diamond and ultra platinum and uranium badges and that sort of thing across the board. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't. If I go and like if I set it up right after this live stream, if I just said, okay, the people have spoken, I'm making this, I'm setting this up live. That's very true, right? I'm setting this up live. Um, you and then I sent out the URL. You guys could sign up immediately. I just love the fact that the virtual guac was always free. And I remember when I in spring of 2020, I ran 5 games at Virtual GaryCon. They used tabletop.events and it was all free. For me as a game master, but it may have been free for me as a game master because I was running things. So I gotta figure it out, because I want everybody to be able to attend, and free is kind of the best way to do that. So I'm gonna keep looking over the course of this next week for registration solutions. I'll ask people, I'll ask Heidi and Eric if they're not too busy, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But I'll ask Heidi and Eric how they do their thing. Do they use tabletop.events for EggCon? What do they do? Josh Butler, good to see you. So we'll see, because I've always, like, it's always been a lot of fun to say, and it costs you zero. It costs you nothing. Any snacks, beer, other stuff that you want, you got to pay for that. And it's not like I'm not sitting here saying, guys, it's tough times. Okay. It's tough times. That's just what they do. If I can get them to not charge that, then Isha, hey, that's a different thing. So they did. Thank you, Connect. They use tabletop events. It's going to be May, Joe. Back half of May, probably. But I haven't nailed down a date. So what I'll do is tabletop.events is the first. If they won't flex it all, I'll see if there's something that's as good, that's not Warhorn, and doesn't require me to compromise the security of everybody's game tables. And if I can find that, it's free. The GUOGC, the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention that we host right here on this channel. On the Discord. Ishahay. We're over on the Discord. I have a whole separate convention Discord. You register your games, you sign up for games. It's just like a real con. So, we have merch. We will have merch. We have our first piece of merch art, which I absolutely freaking love. Dungeon Minister whipped this up. Okay. But this is not the only. This is not like the official image. This is something that I absolutely think is just awesome. It is a computer mimic, and I'm here for it. That just looks like a Gamma World illustration, doesn't it? I may introduce that into Gamma World now, actually. Well, we'll have shirts. We will have shirts with that on it. Sky Hernstrom made some art a couple of, or no, last year he made some art. I'm going to get him to change it just a little bit because he put Guac 24 on it. And so this is Guac 25, or did he put Guac 23 on? I don't remember. I'll get him to update it. Yeah, it does have a Videodrome vibe to it. So this is this is our first piece of merch. You'll be able to get this on t-shirts, banners, towels, stickers, whatever dungeon minister wants to get this put on. Let me say that, because he's got the keys to the storefront. He'll decide what this is available on. What I really want to see is like a 2-piece French bikini with one of these on each panel in the chestal area, because Canic's going to model that for us, and I'm looking forward to that. Oh, Bob Schultz, Carnivorous Ray Tube. I love it. I love it. So, yeah, so that's what's going on with Guac. Now, again, events that I am running, I will be playing Space Hulk. I will be playing Dungeon. And if I can get enough people to play, I will be running some Hero Quest and probably some original D&D. So I will be doing at least 4 events. And I hope other people will sign up to do other events as well. But anyway, Wizard's Quest? No, Dungeon Quest. Dungeon Quest. I don't have Wizard's Quest. So you guys will be able to sign up. You know, your Prime game days, you know, they're going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if there's games you want to play in and there's games you're going to want to run, adjust that accordingly. But let me tell you, one thing I will admonish you is that the individual DMs will run what they will run. And, you know, if somebody's like, hey, this is a 3.5 inspired game, look, I lean very heavily into, I want this to be an AD&D, OD&D thing, but we have people running other stuff. We like I said, James F. Keck is going to be running his homebrew. What is it? Triple sixes, double sixes. I can't, it's been a long time since I've cracked the books. I need to go back, but, Labyrinth, which is just coincidentally happens to be a 2d6, system. Blazing Sixes. Thank you, Canik. Blazing Sixes. Jorge Uribe, you found out Hero Quest is in Spanish and for sale somewhere in your country. Buy it. Buy it, my friend. So I hope you guys will be able to attend the con back half of May 2025 in the comfort of your own home. 0 travel cost, 0 hotel cost, and I'm hoping 0 registration cost. Gamma World, if we have enough people that I'm not stepping on people's games, Tim, absolutely, I'll run some Gamma World. If people want me to run Gamma World, I'll run Gamma World. So I hope people, once I cut the site loose, I hope you guys will be willing to sign up, have fun, buy merch, hang out, come to the con, and we'll have a great time. We'll have a great time. So feel free. Only if I do the Sleeth voice. I can't say a Sleeth won't show up. And it is international. That is very correct. There are games that, like, if you're in New Zealand, I know a fair few of you guys are down there in the Antipodean states. If you're like, yeah, I'm going to do a virtual con and I'm going to run, Wave of Mutilation is going to run a game. Kyle gets to play and some of the other folks down there get to play. Then do that. Absolutely do that. It'll be loads of fun. So I just I hope you will all attend, and I will move heaven and earth, guys, to make sure that it's not gonna be something where you have to pay even a tiny fee. I hope. I just, it would be one thing, and I've said this before, when my channel gets 10,000 or more subscribers, I will host an in-person GUOC, the Great Underground Overland Gaming Convention. I'll find a local venue, find out how much it's going to be for a Friday and Saturday or a Saturday and Sunday, and we'll have a lot of fun with it. But that one, yeah, I'm going to have to charge for that. All right. I don't have the pockets to just be like, yeah, I'll take your haul for a weekend. How much is it? $6,000? No problem. That's no. The IRL GUOC will cost you. Right here in my YouTube studio. Yeah. Let's just pack all you nerds in here. We'll stack like cordwood. Just so long as my wife and kids can get to the washing machine, I guess everything's fine, right? Can you crowdsource the money and I just give out login codes for people? Robbie, I mean, I don't know. Dungeon Minister, IRL GUOC, back half of May. Back half of May. Any guest panels lined up? I'm gonna do my best to get Tracy. I'll see if Richard is up for it. I'll reach out to a few people. If you guys like the guest panels, Isha, hey, you're 100% right. Yeah, so. Oh, no, Dungeon Minister. No. We haven't hit 10,000 subs on the YouTube channel yet. I was saying when it happens, that's when, that's what we'll do, and I'll have to charge money and yada yada. I'm talking about this year's coming up GUOC. Sorry. But yeah, I will gladly see if Tracy wants to come and do some stuff. If maybe Matt does, maybe I can get I can get Heidi and Eric to swing by to the con, perhaps. Peace, Adam. Thank you for hanging out. I wouldn't hate that, Jack. That could be awesome. I'm sorry, Father Aaron. I really am. Cameron Bohall, good to see you. So, yeah, I that's the news about the GUOC. I didn't want to keep you guys waiting. I really should have started the month off with GUOGC news because then I would have 4 more weeks. Mongolian throat singing.
You mean like this? Oh.
Wait, I don't know if I hit the female or the male there. Oh, that was a female. That must have been really weird.
How about like this?
All right. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to you guys you guys being able to tune in, and we'll have a lot of fun. Josh Butler has never taken part in a GUOGC before. Well, yeah, it's not going to be Memorial Day weekend. When I say back half of May, I'm not talking about Memorial Day weekend. I might as well not do it as have it on Memorial Day weekend. I don't know what GUOGC is, but GUOGC is a lot of fun. Think GU, Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, GUOGC. Yes, I will. If you Jack, if you show up at my house, I will make sure you park for free. That's the Delver's Dungeon promise. You show up at my house for this year's GUOGC, you will park for free. So, yeah, that's underground parking, something. Ain't it a beautiful sight, Ishahay? And if you got that joke, you probably need to take a 1-a-day vitamin or a Centrum Silver. Anyway, so unless you guys have specific GUOGC questions, we will we will move on to the next. One small thing, one small production thing about the show. Jorge got it. Jorge got it. The thing about the convoys in the 70s, everybody was wrapped up in CB culture and thought they were cool. They were really bad for law enforcement, and I don't mean speed trap. I mean they just like there's anything else in the world that highway patrol and county guys would have been doing. Anyway, that's for another discussion. All right, so don't supplement shame you. But to continue, this is just a small thing. This is just a little thing. Last year's Christmas Advent calendar was jank because it was AI slop. I mean, just the worst. And this is from a guy who uses like AI art thumbnails. But last year was absolutely horrible jank. This year's is 180 degrees around from that. I'm not going to tell you guys how or why. Let me just drop a hint on you. Handcrafted. Handcrafted. And it's going to be really cool. I am talking to an artist about what is going to be in the Advent calendar in 2025. I'm excited about that. Yeah, it was just like random. I mean, some of them was like, oh, that one's red and white. That one's green and white. That one's red and green. And then there are a bunch that were just like, yeah, just throw that in there, you know. So I am James Seymour, the C.W. McCall and Manaheim Steamroller Collection. They are both on Windham Hill Records. That was one of the first releases on Windham Hill. Was C.W. McCall's Convoy song. Yeah, the box was horrible. The box was like nightmare fuel. Like kill it with fire. But this year's no. This year's is going to be beautiful, and I just ordered the first element of it tonight. But I'm not gonna. You're not even gonna get a hint. You're not even gonna get a spoiler. You want a mini advent calendar, as in full of. I got that. I got that. But anyway, so that's all we're going to talk about with that. Now, I want to come back over here because I want to answer a question that Jack Photon asked at the beginning of the show. Someone suggests that my D&D compilation work is legit under the 3.5 open license agreement. Could that be true? Now, I want to preface any response that I'm about to give with, I am not a lawyer. I cannot give you legal advice. If you need legal advice, please consult an actual attorney. Everything I know about the legalisms of the open gaming license, I learned from listening to lawyers briefly. Okay? Not taking a class, not studying the OGL carefully, listening to those who had. What do you just so once upon a time, some friends of mine created Osric. They reverse engineered first edition AD&D and released it as an OGL product. This made Wizards of the Coast really unhappy. Really unhappy, but it opened the door. It's why we have Swords and Wizardry and every other BX clone out there that uses, they just build on the bones of AD&D or OD&D. It's because of those guys. So what is the problem, then you may ask? Jack, your recompilations take IP related things out of the books and then paste them up in a different order. Case in point, in your spell listings, you have Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound. Mordenkainen is IP. It is intellectual property. The name Mordenkainen belongs to Wizards of the Coast, ex Hasbro, or I'm sorry, ex TSR. Yang Yan Zhao, good to see you. Good to see you, brother. How are you? So you would have to de-Greyhawkify and sit down with the 3.5 SRD and go through and make sure you have no IP monsters, no IP deities, no IP magic items, no IP spell names or place names. You would have to go through and sanitize everything of those. Then, and I mean, you couldn't even say Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. You couldn't say AD&D. You could say Adventures Deadly and Dangerous, Adventures Doomed and Despair, Adventurers Delighted and Debutante, whatever. But you could not say Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Dungeons and Dragons. You could say First Edition or 1E. They're really hinky about IP. Now, as far as product identity, I started the trend, and I kind of started the OSR really, but I started the trend of making new product that looks like old product. So as far as that kind of product identity, I think you'd be okay, because they would have nuked me from orbit 25 years ago. If they were going to stomp anybody, they would have started with me. That's not to say they can't. Don't get me wrong. That's not to say they can't. but they could absolutely wade in if they wanted to with clubs and nets and bring me down and say you're not this is done. And if that it, and I've said since 2000, if they say stop, I will stop. I will stop immediately. I will never share those things out again, free or not. But they haven't. I'm small potatoes. Again, despite the fact that I started the OSR. They'd have to use Pinkertons. Compatible with the fantasy role-playing game system released in a red box with a famous painting of a dragon on the front in 1983. Or in my case, compatible with the fantasy role-playing game that's in 3 hardback books, one of which has a menagerie of monsters, the other has 3 adventurers fighting in a Nefertiti, and the final one has a bunch of people who've just slain some lizard men and are about to take a couple of giant gemstones out of a demon idol in a dark cavern. Released between 1977 and 1979. That's a bit more wordy than yours, Dungeon Minister, but I think you know what I mean. Yeah, Jack, I just, and I mean, I think we're all pretty much under the radar. I honestly don't think there's any of us who are on anybody, like nobody at Wizards of the Coast who currently works at Wizards of the Coast, or I would even say in the past, it would, like, nobody at Wizards of the Coast was like, have you seen this guy's modules? Have you seen this? What do we do about this? Let's just play it cool. I don't think this is, they don't know about me and they don't care about me. Is BECME a copyrighted term? I don't know, Rob. I honestly don't know if BECME is a copyrighted term or not. I think if you used it to mean basic expert, companion, masters, immortals, yeah. If you said bacon, eggs, cereal, meat, indigestion, you'd probably be okay. Bob Schultz has a question about last night's AD&D game. Folks, if you're wondering what Bob's talking about, if you've just stopped by for the first time and you don't know what we're about to get into, a few nights a week, we like to play classic TTRPGs here on the show. I do it as an educational experience because I want you guys to ask questions. I want you to feel comfortable, whether you played a long time ago and haven't played in a long time, whether you play day to day and you want to know why I'm doing a rule that way, or you've never played and you want to learn how to play and it interests you. When we're gaming, I want you to ask questions in the chat. I absolutely want you to ask questions in the hat. So Bob Schultz asks, asking the important questions. If you bisect a troll precisely on the sagittal plane, do you get 2 trolls? No, they will try and merge. They will try and merge. They will try and pull each other back together and form up, again, knit back together, sort of this horrible, creepy vitality as they try and form back up. The thing is, if you burn one of those pieces, like if you say, look, with my Vorpal sword, I attack the troll. Okay. Oh, look, nat 20, you take its head off. Okay. We burn the head. Do you burn the body? No, we burn the head. I would say that a head starts to regrow. We burn the body, then a body starts to regrow. Now it's kind of role play time at that point. If you've slain the troll, it's role play time at that point, and it's like, it's not going to regrow the body that fast. It's going to grow a little vestigial body and crawl around and try and bite you. I would still give it its bite attack. Or if you severed the head and burned the head or dissolved the head in acid, I would give I would say it can stagger around, blind fight, but still try and claw and rake, So I would I would deem that a troll so cut in half would knit back together unless you burned one half or the other, and then the remaining half would start growing a troll. After that, it's up to you. I hope that answered your question. Is chicken fried trolls? No, trolls are poisonous. Do not eat troll. Do not eat troll. It is poisonous and fatal to most humans and humanoids. I mean, your stomach is full of acid. I just figure that it's, you know, it's so filled with toxins and bacteria and so on that, like, even as it's dying, it's attacking your gut flora, and you're basically eating food poisoning. Can a dwarf get a buzz from a troll? I'm not sure. What if I put one half behind an impenetrable wall? Then you would have the problem of two trolls regrowing. If you separated them by a great distance, said, you know, here, Lord Bob, take this half of a troll in your wagon and go 100 leagues away as quickly as you can. That's going to grow another troll. And the half that you leave is also going to grow another troll. Daniel Rowan, that's up to you. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Alrighty, let's see. Okay. All right. Sorry, I just got distracted by something there. Where were we? Yes. Well, I think your digestive juices would still destroy it. I'm just talking about the chemicals inside of it. It would kill you. It'd be like eating strychnine or arsenic. How do I treat ones and 20s as ones and 20s? If there's a specific magic item, again, the Vorpal Sword, Sword of Sharpness. There are a few weapons that say if you roll this much, it will activate this power. But otherwise, I just treat them as ones and 20s. I don't find an extensive crit system is conducive to the fast pace play of AD&D. And as far as players saying, no, that I want to do double damage on a crit. Okay, but guess what? I have the same chances of rolling a 20, 1 in 20 chance, 5% chance, as you do. It ain't just the players that get to crit. So, I don't. The wizard is never going to ask for. AD&D magic user is never going to be like, can we have a critical hits table? No. I think there is variation enough in AD&D combat. Oh, this troll eating chat makes me think somebody wants to go watch Dungeon Meshi. Yeah. So yeah, a 1 is a 1, a 20 is a 20. And if you needed a 20 to hit and you rolled a 19, anything between a 1 and a 19, assuming no other bonuses or what have you that's going to naturally push you over 19 to 20, it's just a miss. Now, TSR did introduce, no, excuse me, TSR did not introduce, Dragon Magazine introduced an article called Good Hits and Bad Misses. I've never, again, excuse me. I've never felt the need to use it. Again, it's one of those things that can stretch 5 minutes of fun needlessly into a half an hour. Yeah, and you know, that's I have of course I have supplement to Blackmore, right? Dave Arneson's booklet. Well, the booklet made of notes compiled from things that Dave Arneson sent to Gary that were unceremoniously dumped in a peach basket and handed to Tim Kask to try and organize into a book. I'll say it that. And that thing has the wackiest hit location charts. And what percentage of your hit points is in your right hand? Because we're hitting your right hand. Do you guys remember when I did a deep dive on, what was it, Bio 1, which was a modular supplement meant to go into any man-to-man combat game that TSR published? Do you guys remember that? That is just that I'm sorry. You guys are going to think I'm Arneson bashing. I guess go report me to Griff Morgan if you want to. That is as much slop as the stuff in Blackmore. It's just unusably slow. I can just about keep an AD&D game moving if somebody wants to use the unarmed combat rules as they're laid out in the Dungeon Master's Guide. I can just about do that. But what I can't do is stop, a party of 5 characters goes into a room with 40 kobolds and start worrying about criticals and hit locations and percentages of hit points that are in XYZ body part. Oh, we just had it, Patty. We just had it. Sorry. It's over. I hope everybody had fun and you get all your free merch. I'm just kidding you. It is back half of May. I have not nailed down a specific weekend. Yeah, too much crunch and all you have is Dungeons and Dragging. That's right. Rob says, I have a fondness for MERP, but it's mostly for setting. Yeah, I mean, the setting books for MERP were just mwah. And let me, I'm sorry. There was a question. Okay. Take care, Wheeling Dragon. Be well. We will, we will see you soon, and stay tuned in for when the GUOGC is. I expect some awesome Labyrinth games. Let me see. Was the evil wizard Kask from Phineas Finger supposed to be a strong nod to Tim Kask? Probably. Everything was an in-joke back then. Everything was an in-joke. Right on, Wheeling. Take care. Good night. Yeah, almost everything was a name in joke back then. So I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Well, take care, Rob. I'm shedding viewers right now. Let me take a quick look at something here. And I'm happy to say we are at 6,770 subs on the channel. Pretty happy about that. Thank you all for tuning in. We are just 3630. We're 3,630 subscribers away from having an in real life convention. So tell your friends, call your mama. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your friends and neighbors' dog, tell the people you like, tell the people you don't like. Come over and subscribe to the channel. Where would I place it? It would be here in Central Florida. I mean, I'm not, I'm not going to X remote city and all the costs. It's going to be around somewhere here in Central Florida, find a small hotel or an event hall or something like that and set up and do our game. Is there a better DIS emulator than DOSBox? Yes, it is on the elemental plane of fire, also known as the City of Brass. Oh, there you go, Ishahay. 24-hour round trip. Yeah, if I got 100, not viewers, subscribers. If I got 100,000 subscribers, maybe. I don't know. Lake Geneva's pretty full up of TTRPG cons. Let me just be right up front with that. They've got the Fall Fantasy Fest that Paul puts on. They've got Egg Con. They've got Gary Con. I don't think they need some carpetbagger from Florida to show up and be like, here we go. One thing I do want to mention real quick, because I had talked about, hey, maybe we could get Heidi and or Eric and or Heidi on the show. And this is unfortunately kind of unhappy. Ernie Gygax is in failing health. Right now, every day is a gift. He will not be put on a list for a heart transplant. I completely understand the need for, family, to focus on family at times like this. So, God forbid something should happen to Ernie too soon. If it does, and it should happen around that time, obviously I'm not going to be like, hey, I know you're busted up about that, but how about coming over to my virtual game account? I'm not going to do that. You're not far off, Daniel Rowan. You are absolutely not far off. Ernie is one of the pioneers of TTRPGs by dint of having played it. He is Gary's eldest son. He was there at the get-go. And so what we will do is we will pray that his health is as good as it can be for as long as it can be. And that's all any of us can really ask for, because none of us know how long we have. So we're just gonna keep Ernie's, you know, in our you know, and I hate to say it, it sounds cliche, it sounds trite, but I promise it's not. You know, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. So Tensor, that's right. And certain. All scramble up Ernest, of course. Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd be able to interview Jim at least one more time, right? But those guys, those pioneers, I mean, so it's what. Let me tell you guys something. Just get serious for a minute here. If you have a chance to sit down and talk to any of these guys, artists, writers, I mean, Rob is the last man standing who was in the room when OD&D was born. Talk to them. And if you don't know how, if you don't know how to reach out to them, and you see me or anyone is doing an interview, a live chat, something with them, listen in and ask your questions, take your shots. Do you know how I arranged my interview with Gary? I sent him an email and said, I want to interview you over the phone. What was he going to do? Say no? That's how I talked to Darlene. That's how I talked to Jim. That's how I talked to Alan Hammock, Errol Otis, Tracy Lesh, Dave LaForce, Skip Williams, Steve Marsh, on and on and on. I didn't get around to talking to Jim Rosseloff, and he passed away before I could. I didn't get around to talking to Dave Sutherland. God, I wish I could have talked to Dave Sutherland. Or even though I met him a couple of times, I didn't really get to sit down and talk to Dave Arneson either. And I wish I had. I desperately wish I had. Because there's so many of those greats. And I know, we got to push the positivity. I was talking about the positivity today. And I do want to address one thing. Guys, I'm not talking about toxic positivity. Never criticize. Never say a bad thing. That's not what I mean. God, that's not what I mean. If WotC or Hasbro screw up, I'll be harrying them, same as I always have. I'm just not going to blow up mountains into molehills anymore. I'm not going to do it. There's some disingenuous RPG channels that put themselves into histrionics, or at least pretend to. but there's but there's there's just so much energy I've got to put in the world, and I might as well make it positive when it's positive. Wizards of the Coast deletes an artist's name off of a piece of art again, I'll be up their nose. Hasbro lies to another investment group about their stock, I'll report on it. Wizards of the Coast screws with the OGL again, I'll report on it. All the things I said, I would say if they happen again. There is nothing that I've reported on that I felt like was just churn. And that's just how I'm going to roll from here on out. It's not toxic positivity. And I guess what I'm getting at, what I'm driving at with that is that when there's so few hours left, why not spend that time bringing the positivity? So, you know, that's just how I feel about it, guys. That's just how I feel about it. I'm not scolding anyone, by the way. I'm not scolding anyone. I'm just not doing rage engagement anymore. We should be above that. We should be better than that. And I'm not, I've been guilty of it in the past. Let me tell you what, if you dig up me posting on Knights and Knaves or on Dragon's Foot, it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed about the damn edition warring I used to do. You're asking the important questions, Michael Dale. Where is Jimmy? I was thinking about that tonight. Where is Jimmy Invictus? I need Jimmy. If you're out there, tune in, brother. Tune in and let us know that you're okay. But anyway, hey, Luther Pendragon. Salute. 25 years. 25 years. Retired from public teaching. Hope you're not retired from public DMing. What are those poor kids going to do? You were running D&D games, but congratulations, man. And roll damn tide, by the way. So anyway, any more questions for me? Does anyone have any more questions for me before we call it a night tonight? And I will do my damnedest to answer that question for you. Tomorrow night. Do I mind if you make a quick plug? No, I don't think so. If you've got a link or something like that, put it to me in Discord, because I'm not going to see it, and I can't, for some reason, can't connect to Twitter right now. Or you can email it to me. I can pull up my email and look at a link there. Let's see. Tomorrow's we are going to talk about miniature and scale in first edition AD&D, and if you choose to use miniatures, how you should use miniatures, and when it is a good time to break out the ruler. So we're going to talk about miniatures in AD&D. My home address is 123 Fake Street. My phone number is 555-5555. SSN is 123-45-67890. I hope you got all that. Is Errol Otis making art? Absolutely. He is really expensive and he's really picky about what he likes to do. And good for him. Have I looked into Godbound? No, I have not, Damien. I have not. Yeah, I'm so old. My phone number is 17. So Jack posted this up. Fant Force AD&D First Edition compilation set, 3 books, Libram, Exalted NPCs, Finite Spells. Let me see if I can put that up on the screen real quick, guys, for you guys. This should be easy to find. Whoops. Could help if I could actually type. But I actually did find it. The ampersand. There we go. Alrighty. I'm going to share this up on the screen, and I'm going to share this here in the right there. There is the link in the chat. And there you go. You guys can pick these up. There's a bin of 150. Now, you might be thinking, hey, 150, that's a little steep. But guys, it's 3 hardback books. One's the size of a player's, the other's the size of a monster manual, and another the size of a dungeon master's guide. For RPG books, that's right about on brand. And I can tell you, I have a set of these. They are hardback. They are hand-bound hardback books. They feel great and they look amazing on the shelf. I tweaked after Jack sent me the books. I took a picture of the cover of one. I think it was it? Yeah, it was a Libram of Gameful Conjurations. By the way, note the price sticker over here. I took a picture of the Libram and, oh, this is a soft cover set. My apologies, guys. My apologies. This is a soft cover set. Jack, I apologize. Soft cover. Hey, Pastel, thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. But still, it's 3 first edition AD&D RPG books. $50 a piece. I don't think that's too shabby. But I took a picture of the cover of Libram of Gameful Conjurations and posted it up on Twitter. And I said, oh man, I dug this out. It's been a long time since I've seen it. People flipped out. Where did you get that? I don't remember seeing that book. I didn't have one of those as a kid. It's just on and on. People were I am sure there are folks that were diving into their steamer trunks and pulling stuff off of their bookshelves, trying to figure out what this book was that I had that they didn't. So, it was a lot of fun, and it's a very cool selection of books with some amazing artwork. So guys, show them some love. Check these out. These are really awesome. And they are soft cover. They are so. I got so in the moment, Jack. Can you forgive me? Can you forgive me for saying that they were hardback? Because like I said, I just got in the moment. So, oh, you're quite welcome. Yeah, how many of these are available right now, Jack? Dark Chateau is available from Trollord Games for $99. I don't see like a number remaining in the eBay listing, but I could be wrong. Just this set, my 13 by 19 printer is down, so I can't print out any new covers anytime soon. This is theoretically it for a while. Guys, this is your last chance to get these for a while till Jack gets his large format printer working again. Buy it now. Buy it now. All right, guys. I think we're probably going to go ahead and wrap there. Tomorrow night, miniatures in first edition AD&D. Yes, no, hate them, love them. We're going to talk about that on the Thursday live stream. Friday, we're back to Gamma World. I hope you guys are ready for a little bit of radiation. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Jack. Always a pleasure to show a little love. I myself am going to get on out of here, but you guys, as you're filing out, don't get near the bushes because there might be an owl bear lurking in them. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me